number one team in the transfer portal, in my transfer portal rankings, I've got the LSU Tigers. Number one, Lane Kiffin, transfer portal king. He gets the nod again, and he gets the label as the transfer portal king. LSU Tigers, number one. I think what they did is special, man, and I think they're going for a natty. They're going for a national championship, and they've got to deliver. Lane has got to deliver. Lane's got to get it done, and he's got to go on a deep playoff run to make it all worth it, I'd say. I don't think I don't think it's a championship or bust type of season, but the fact that you just left a college football playoff team that made it and did the goal you wanted to do, and you didn't think you could build a national champion at Ole Miss, and you do think you can build one at LSU. So here we go. This is it. We got to see it now. You've got the resources, you've got the spending, you've got the NIL, and you got the coaching staff, and now you've got the talent through the portal. Starting with Sam Leavitt, quarterback from Arizona State, my number one player in the transfer portal overall, my number one quarterback in all of college football. This guy, the talent this guy has at the quarterback position is special, man. The traits he has, go turn on the tape for this guy and watch some of the angles he can throw with, the arm talent he has. The ball pops out of his arm when he throws it. Like, he can literally laser the ball 65 yards on a seed. And, it doesn't even look like he's putting a lot into it. I've not watched quarterbacks who can just laser the ball like he can at the college level. You're talking guys at the next level, like guys who can let it rip, like Josh Allen, Herbert, Mahomes types of guys. Not throwing Leavitt there, but watch the ball zip out of his hands. Sometimes it zips too much, and that's ultimately his problem. That's ultimately why he holds a 61 completion percentage in his career, because sometimes he just fires a fastball, and he should kind of let a little off of it, maybe fire a changeup next time. But I think that's where Lane Kiffin comes in, and I think that's where Lane's development of quarterbacks is really going to help and benefit Leavitt specifically, because this guy worked with Jackson Dart, and look what he turned him into. It turned him into a first-round pick, and he turned him into a very promising, hopeful young quarterback in the NFL who a lot of people are high on, and a lot of people have a lot of faith in on the Giants. I think Leavitt is way more talented than Jackson Dart. I think he's already has been better in college football than Jackson Dart was, for the record. So I think Leavitt possesses way better tools than Dart ever had, and I think that's ultimately kind of have a higher ceiling than Jackson Dart had. The ceiling's number one pick types of level, like we're talking like Caleb Williams type of season where he's running the ball, he can run, he can jump over dudes, truck dudes. I think he's going to run a 4.5 40. I'm not kidding. So I'm predicting like a season where we're looking at like 4,000 passing, 500 rushing with potentially 40, 50 touchdowns total. And then you kind of see what that looks like on the other side. That's a Heisman type of season. And if Lane can get Leavitt to develop from the pocket, become a better decision maker, I think that's the type of season you're looking at for Sam Leavitt. And then you're potentially looking at a number one overall pick. That is what the types of traits this guy possesses as a quarterback. Now, that is just one position that he brought in. I do think Leavitt will have the overall most impact as one individual player at a new school, but that's because quarterback always has the most impact. So it's tough to not talk about quarterbacks sometimes, but they attacked other positions as well. Two guys who are going to help Leavitt have that type of season. One, Jordan Seaton, his new star left tackle from Colorado. We've been talking about this guy as a first-round draft pick for 2 seasons now. He has one more season he has to play in order to be eligible for the draft and as a true junior next year. He's been phenomenal in pass protection the last 2 years at Colorado, and he's not going to slow down at LSU. That is Leavitt's new bodyguard at the left tackle. That's going to help give Leavitt time. That was his number one issue going back to Arizona State, was if they could build a line strong enough to protect him or not. You kind of saw it be a little shaky against some of the top competition in the Big 12. Obviously, against the Texas Tech game, Leavitt was sacked 3 times and then ultimately got hurt in the next game. Leg injury against Houston, season-ending surgery. If the LSU O-line can protect him and give Levitt time in the pocket to pick apart defense, that's going to make all the difference in the world for this LSU offense. Especially if this guy, this wide receiver in particular, can get open downfield. That is Kansas State transfer Jace Brown. This guy is a dynamic weapon on the outside. I believe he had over 700 receiving yards last season, and he's just getting started. I think he's going to fit in perfectly in the LSU offense. The receivers Lane has brought in are night and day compared to last season, because that was LSU's weakness in 2025 was the wide receiving core. Really struggled to get open for Nussmeier, and they became kind of a one-trick pony in the offense. But I think with Caden Durham coming back, the running back, and the other wide receivers Lane has brought in on the outside, you're going to see an extremely balanced, fun, high-powered offense that I said a few episodes ago they could lead college football in points. I'm not wavering from that take. I think that's very true. I think they could definitely lead the nation in points. So defensively, Lane brought in some studs from Ole Miss, especially Princewell Umamielen, one of the best pass rusher on Ole Miss. Excited to see what he can do with another year of development for Lane Kiffin coming over as a defensive end. So LSU's defense was good. It was really good in 2025. I'm excited to see it be even better in 2026, thanks to the transfer portal king in Lane Kiffin. So that is why I've got LSU Tigers as my number one transfer portal team in my ranking.